Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Disco Kitty, the Grabby Crafter. Today, we're going to do more squishy makeovers. Now, I'm still not going to go into it in deep detail, like I'm not going to cut them up or do anything like that. I'm not even going to glue any together yet because I'm just not ready for that, but just look at this poor face. Look at that poor face. Look at his poor eyes. Ugh. He needs some help. And then a kitty. Because, you know, gotta have lots of kitties on this channel, right? So, let's get into it. Alright, voiceover time. First, we are going to trim the seams. Because these seams were so unsightly. Make them all kinda smooth. Clean up the little bits. Alright, so check this out. This is the most useless safety seal I've ever seen. Yeah, sure, it keeps the lid closed, but it doesn't keep the lid on the bottle. So what's the point then? Not to mention it's a real pain in the butt to take off. Is it really that hard to have perforation? Okay, we're gonna use acetone on him just like we did on the first one I did a little while ago. It roughs up his texture, in some places a little bit too much, and it mutes the coloring that he already has, which is good. We don't want any dark colors in there. Clean up all my little bits and pieces that fell off so they don't end up stuck to him in the paint. Here I feel like his head is a little wobbly and loose, and I just can't figure out why, because he looks solid enough. However, when we get to this side of his neck, oh yeah, there's a big ol' hole in there. The biggest part of the hole is at least the size of a quarter. At least. Possibly even bigger. It's a huge hole. So, I'm going to use some of this kneeling matte rubber foam. It's harder than a squishy. Probably closer to a stress ball. You know, it's hard, but it's such a small amount, it probably won't make much of a difference in the overall squishy. I'll shape it a little bit more, and then we'll use some scissors to trim it up a little bit. And then after that, we will use some slick fabric paint from Tulip in order to adhere it inside. Just look at the size of that hole. It's huge. And it's so smooth. It was definitely a bubble. Smoosh that around in there. And then we'll insert the foam rubber one last time. We'll let it sit for a little while. And we're coming up on where I really mess it up. The big mistake. The biggest mistake I make with this thing is coming up real soon. And here it is, washi tape. I figured washi tape, because it's supposed to be a low tack, easy to remove tape, would be good. However, it sticks to the skin so well. It just skins this little guy perfectly. Look at that. It just peeled the paint off so perfectly. Makes me kind of wish that I had peeled off all of the paint, but then texture. He'd look awful because of the texture. Don't use tape. I didn't have any rubber bands, and that's why I used tape. So we're going to go on. I'm going to continue giving him his little white base coat, because we got to do that. Or the other colors, I'll have to use them way too much, and I don't want to buy lots and lots and lots of colors. Buying lots of white? Okay. Buying lots and lots of colors? Meh. We'll fill in what's left of his gap over here. And then we'll let him sit for a while. And then we'll use a combination of the soft fabric paint and the slick fabric paint in order to fill in all of the little air holes and texture. I know it does a pretty good job, but you're still going to be able to tell that there's something wrong there. There's a little bit of texture left over. And there's definitely going to be a very significant line where the tape peeled the original paint off. and that's all right. We'll go ahead and finish painting it up. I'll do the same to the other side. Alright, now it's time to go in with some color. I made this purple myself out of a deep purple and some flesh color and a little bit of red and a little bit of pink and just a smidgen of white. And it's still darker than I wanted, but it's a nice purple nonetheless. And it'll definitely dry darker. You'll see that in a second. See? Darker. A little bit more blue than I was hoping for, but it's still super cute. Next, we'll go in with some red lines to, you know, give them a little bit of interestingness. Give them a little bit of an animal print of some sort. And I think the red pops against the purple really well. Maybe a little bit too much. But we're committed. So we're going to keep on going. You can see here that he kind of sort of has little toes on one foot, and I completely ripped off his toes on the other one. I just feel so bad. But you know what? That's why we're outlining as well. Now this weirdness, this was not part of the tape, but it's just flatter on one side than it is on the other. I don't even know what's going on with this leg. What is going on with this leg? Is he just sitting in a pile of poop? What is that? Is that a leg? I don't understand. So I did both legs completely differently, and that's alright. I tried to match the back of the tail to the front of the tail, but, you know, that leg still really bothers me. I have no idea what's going on with that leg. Now it's time for his little face. We're going to put 2 little tiny nostrils. And we'll go put a little snarky, quirky grin, and then 2 little black spots for his eyes. Of course, they're going to be facing different directions, because what iguana is ever looking in the same direction with both eyes? Is that even possible? my little derpy dude. And with that, he is all done. Yay! Time to move on to the kitty. It's time to make another channel cat. And yes, I know that the cat is white already, but he's kind of a creamy, almost yellowy white, like an old, dirty white, even though he's neither old nor dirty. But we're just gonna paint his whole front side in white, and then his whole back side in black. And then we'll, you know, bring the black around his belly a little bit later. Oh, but before that happens, guess what I didn't do with the kitty? I did not do the acetone treatment on the kitty. Ugh, so mad at myself. So, after doing some acetone and a second round of painting, we're going to go in and start doing some of the details, like how the black closes in on his belly a little bit, and we'll do his face, and he will be real cute in the end. He's gonna have some weird eyes, but he'll be real cute in the end. Oh, it's time for his face. He's gonna get a little pink nose, and then he's gonna get a little mouth, and then he's gonna get some yellow and green eyes that are gonna look really weird. I don't know what I did wrong with the eyes, but they're just not quite right. The little nose and the little mouth I'm super happy with, though. And remember, if you're working in layers, always make sure the previous layer is dry, unless you're trying to do some kind of wet blending. And he's done! How cute is he? I love him. Yay! Well, I think those worked pretty well. Here's my little iguana. Awful little colors, but I think he's fun that way. Little googly eyes. My little derpy guy. And then, of course, there's Channel Cat. And we all know who Channel Cat is. It's Loki. Simple, nothing on the backside, because he's black and white, and that's pretty simple. The next cat will be more interesting. Maybe I'll make it into Abby. She's the stripy one that comes to visit. You know, twice so far. But yeah, I think they worked out really well. They're super cute, very squishy. They are still squishy. Whee! Slightly more slow rise than they were when I started, which is fantastic. But yeah, I think they worked well. Thanks so much for coming, and see you next time. Stay safe. Loki? Hey! Hi there, baby. Hi. Oh, I sparked him. It's dry in here. Okay. Oh. There you go. Oh, you need trimming. You got sharp claws. Do people love you? Smile. No. What do you hear, baby? Is the roof dripping? Is it making you nervous? Yeah? Alright, go on. He startles easily. Way too easily, but he's such a good boy.